Alright, Chimera, let's do this.
Hello, everybody out there in the internet. Welcome to Aimless Babbles, the episode 362. I'm Chris Adams, Stick Master, joined by.
And Traptical.
RPG Maniac 05. I never said my name. Oh no. Oh no.
So,
The flow is broken.
we've got
Darkest timeline.
we've got some what you've been playing, metaphorically speaking, and a few news stories. Yeah. So I guess I'll start. Final Fantasy VIII. So, man, Squall. I don't know, man. Like, I was like really feeling you and like sensing we're kind of like similar people, and then you're doing all this weird stuff of like oh man, I'm having all this internal monologue about Renoa. I gotta save her. Oh man, I'm going to save her, and then you save her, and then you're just like, yeah, whatever. It's like, what? Come on, you can't just do that, dude. You can't just like leave me hanging on the juicy soap opera I was like watching, and you're just like, I'm not gonna go for it. I'm just gonna go back to being the cold, silent Squall, and yeah, I'm not gonna give her a hug after she's all like, give me a hug, Squall. It's like, no, Squall. So anywho, we found out that the whole weird thingy that happened at the end of Disc 3 or was that the end of Disc 2? Whenever Renoa got put into a comatose state, and then that was all like Edea releasing her sorceress energies to Renoa, because Renoa's like a sorceress, and they're like, oh no, Renoa's a sorceress. Oh, no.
Spoilers.
And then, spoilers, whatever, it's an old game. And then
For the 20-year-old title.
I still haven't finished it. So yeah, and then that happened, and then there's more Ultimecia stuff because they're like, well, how? Oh yeah, because like somehow stuff was happening and people were being manipulated, and they're like, what's going on? And it's like, oh no, it must be Ultimecia. Oh no, we've got to do something. And then chaos ensued, bad things happened. Adele was let loose or something. It was weird. They didn't really. Well, I mean, we didn't really see it because there's all these monsters that came from the moon. It was weird. There's a bunch of monsters on the moon. And you're like, oh man, there's a bunch of monsters on the moon. And then the whole
Lunar
cry thing. It's just like a bunch of monsters. It's like, oh no, monsters. And then stuff. And chaos ensued. And they were back on the planet. And Skull's like, hey, dudes, I was in space saving Renoa. I totally like almost died for her, but I didn't show her my true feelings because I'm Squall. And then yeah, got a sweet new airship called the Ragnarok. That's pretty cool. And
Death of the gods and all that.
And then yeah, they're all like, okay, well, let's see if we can salvage all the terrible things that just happened here in Disc 3. And things are on the up and up, and now they're not, because the sorceress now back in play, and she's our friend. And can we save her? Who knows? Find out on the next episode of Final Fantasy VIII when we go to the Sorcerer Memorial to talk to Renoa and see what's up. Then talk to Edea at the house and be like, hey, how do we fix this? And then, yeah, stuff. Oh yeah, also we talked to Alone, and she's like, I'm going to try to time compression you, Squall, because you keep asking, or not time compression, but I'm going to use my magical whatever powers are to do that thing I do when I send people back or whatever.
Whatever magical powers are.
I do the thing
Sounds
I do
technical.
with my ability. I'll do my alone thing and do that thing, and you'll be in that place. And then she did it, and he saved the day. And you're like, yay, Squall did it. Yay, Squall, yeah. But then he didn't do anything, so he's all like, yeah, I'm Squall. I don't care about you, Renoa. I was just doing my seedly duties. And even though I have these feelings for you, I'm not going to show them, so yeah. Back to being me. Ha 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 ha.
His internal monologues are really weird.
And then there's a bunch of like people I could have played for cards to get like really sweet cards, but I lost to all of them. I was like, you know what, F cards. So I'm done playing cards because the rules are now no longer the cool rules, or rather the super simple rules of like the beginning of the game. They're all like elementals on the field and walls and same. And I was like, dude, you just like ruined the card game, and I'm not gonna play anymore for the rest of the game. And I'm gonna finish the game, and yeah, goodbye to that. Final Fantasy
VIII. On a children's card game.
You're gonna miss me when I'm gone, and nobody's playing you anymore.
He'll still be watching you. Every step you take, every move you make, every single day.
Oh
He'll
yeah,
be
and then
watching.
like when Squall went to the space thingy, I took Quistis with me. So it was Quistis, Squall, and Renoa, and then I left Selphie, Zell, and Idia on the planet, and then Zell. Oh yeah, and then there's like some. It was weird, dude. I mean, last week I said something about like it was the Galbadians, but it wasn't the Galbadians. It was like the Ashtarians,
The
or
thing
how to
that
say
sucks is
that.
like Quistis is like one of my favorite characters, but she like quickly became useless once Zell and Renoa got like their better powers. So I just like, you had a good run.
So yeah, we were in Ashtar with the Ashtarians, or Sintra. Yeah, the naming conventions on the continents. Sintra with the Ashtarians, and stuff was going down. And then apparently the Galbadians got control of some tower thingy, the Lunar Pandora or something something Pandora tower, whatever thingy.
Lunatic Pandora.
That, and they're all moving
Oh,
it and stuff. And it's like, well, you guys are really good at securing your borders and your magical technology that does stuff with monsters from the moon. Good job, guys. And then we found out that, oh no, Seifer's under the spell of Ultimecia and being manipulated. 'Cause he's all like, I want to be your knight, blah blah blah. So when he was talking to Edia earlier in Dalit or wherever the F, and he's all like, blah blah blah, Sorceress, blah blah blah. He was really under the spell of Ultimecia and serving her. And now it's like, is he too far gone? Would we have to kill him? Who knows? Find out later this season on Final Fantasy VIII, because I haven't got there yet. So we'll find out. And then, yeah, they did that thing, and then Zell and Idia and Selphie, Team Planet side, stopped them when they were. Well, I guess they didn't really stop them. They were trying to stop them, and then there's like some giant thing that showed up at the end, and you didn't actually have to fight it. It just like showed up and it's like ah, and then yeah, but nobody got hurt, so it's like whatever, dude. So I guess maybe we'll fight it later. Maybe we won't. Who knows? Yeah. But yeah, that's Final Fantasy VIII, Disc 3, where I'm at, and stuff.
he's almost done, guys. He's gonna be in for a shock once he gets to the end
Oh, also,
and
I
finds out the
totally,
truth.
this time, I was like totally getting my junctions ready, so I have like like 100 deaths on, on like, not on every character, but like 100 deaths on my main characters that I'm using, so I can be ready for that time when I got like junction into my attacks, and just like, cha 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 cha, well, not cha 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 cha, I guess like, death on, all my attacks and like kill things in one hit.
Well,
Because I was doing it on the space station, and it
most
was
things
way
become
more
like
easier to fight
immune
those
to death
stupid
at
alien
the
thingies.
towards the end of the game, so that's not gonna work. It's just gonna make you stronger.
Well, good for me and my strength. And next on the
Or you can just
list, on what I've been
should just
playing.
junction 100 sleep on everything.
Oh, well, I think I'd have to go back and find some sleepy enemies just to junction off of, or to draw sleep out of. But yeah,
All right.
next on the list of
That is not how you draw at all. That is not how you draw.
next on the list, what have I been playing? Or Destiny, um, that game,
Indestructible. Oh, wrong song.
also wrong
Sorry.
game, and song. But yeah, that game we played it. It was Crota Night, and we did it 3 times. So you know we haven't done a three, or not three night, a 3 raid. We haven't done like a 3 challenge thingy night in a while. So, but I mean, Crota's like glorified strikes. So it's like whatever, man. So we did that. It was fun and stuff, and yeah, that was that. I mean, I guess it's some other stuff. It's like whatever. It's nothing important because it's just Destiny. It's like whatever. Whatever. What else? What else? Oh, there's also like weird things said. Quote of the night was from Ace Dog when he said something about like angle of the dangle, and I'm just gonna leave it there. And yeah, leave you to
I
your own devices on that one. On what he makes, I was
need
like, I don't
an
know what you're talking about, dude, because that's effing weird.
I
And
need an
yeah,
adult.
there's also there's a lot of weird stuff. Actually, it's every time we read, it's always some weird thing. But like there's that and some other stuff towards the end. It's like whoa, this is going to a weird place, and it happened again. So funny town, funny time, Destiny raid night. Oh yeah, stuff happened. Oh, actually, we did so fast in one of our raids. Since it's such a short raid, I was able to finally put one up on Facebook and be like, yeah, guys, look at the fun you're missing out on when you're not playing this game with us. You lucky people that don't get to play the soulless
Well, it's
game.
because you always say it's horrible. So I
It
mean,
is horrible RPG. It is.
oh dear.
Any game that has like the words "in-game" in it from like now on, I will be like, no thanks, because it's like that.
Well, I
That to
mean,
me in my
technically,
brain is like grinding or something. And it's like I don't like
every
that
every game
grinding.
has a in game. It's just that in terms of MMOs, it's a bit different.
That is a
It's more soulless and grindy.
Grindy.
yeah. It's like my brain. Like if there's any grinding involved in Destiny 2, it's like definitely not gonna happen. I mean, it's already not gonna happen. It's like now it's definitely not gonna happen. Because like if it's a grind-free environment, maybe I can see myself returning. But if it's grinding up the wazoo, I've been there, man. It's not a fun time. But yeah, back to what I've been playing. Hand of Fate, an old game I've had for a long time on my PS4 hard drive, and I was like, you know what? I feel like playing Hand of Fate because I don't have any games until like Tekken 7 comes out. I mean, there's other games that are like coming out I could play, but it's like, dude, I'm just gonna like wait until Tekken 7 to like spend some money because it's like I'm doing a good job, and Operation Maple Syrup is very well in progression and towards the goal. So no reason to rock the
Wait,
boat.
Operation Maple Syrup? What?
Yes.
What is
Oh,
that?
Canada, whatever the rest of the theme is, because I don't know it. Or I guess not theme, but national anthem. Whatever.
Oh, so that's a
Da, 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 da. I'll ask Kino.
The
She knows it. She's
Canadian
Canadian.
theme song.
Yeah. I mean, national anthem. Same difference.
Is it though?
Or, just play some Avril Lavigne or Nickelback. Ugh, not Nickelback, please. They're the worst.
Why you have to go and make things so complicated? Something,
She was scared of her.
something.
She said, see you later, boy. Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly don't know the lyrics to like any of her songs except for like the actual name of the song. That are
Someday we'll
that
be
are-
able to call this Aimless, the musical gaming podcast.
Oh my gosh, could you imagine?
And it
We'll
will be
the only one out
amazing.
there. We'll be the only one.
Do an entire new segment as a musical.
That would. Oh man, we need to do that. Aimless podcast, the musical
The
episode. Oh man.
Hello, everybody out there in the internet.
It'll be glorious. Glorious. Yes.
F the haters, yeah. F the haters, yeah. You know what it is. It knows what it is too. Fingers in the thingy. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, back to the podcast and what we're playing. Aimless greatest hits.
Completely aimless tangent of musical songs. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Oh. Even the Rapitat can get in on this.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait for the like rap interlude with old Tekken. Great. Gonna be great.
Alright. So Hand of Fate, this game is old, and I was like, dude, let me play something. I was like, there's all these games on the PS4, but I was like, I don't start one of those games that's in the folder of the high dollar stuff, because that's like the $60 game. That's like, it'll probably take me a while to get through that. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go through the something different folder of like I don't know what this is, but it's fun and different. Let's give it a try. Sniff, 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 with my dog scent, and ooh, I got something here. So Hand of Fate, this game, it's super cool, super cool. I streamed like an hour of it, or 45 minutes, whatever. It's on my channel, so it's like, if any of this is like weird to you or like sounds interesting, just check that out. But basically, there's this dealer dude who like he opened the game and he's all like, "Welcome to my game. There are 13 cards or something, and you get them one at a time. Start with the first one, and then." It's just like a really cool presentation because like the dealer dude is like such an awesome NPC, like dungeon master dude who's just like every time there's something he's like describing it super what's that word called? Take it. I was like thinking of this earlier and I completely forgot the word. But like when you that's not it. Okay, because basically he'll like give you like a ton of descriptive thingies about stuff, and then like on the cards he'll be like, "Oh, look at this card. This is what this does." And then like there's this whole scenario that he's like going through as you're like going through the scenario, and then like the way the game is laid out is like there's cards on a table, and then like you're just the character in the story or the scenario, and you're going through it, and you can like get cards that give you equipment or items or food or other stuff, and then like as you play through the cards, it's like you have to make choices of like, would you like to do this or not do this? Like there's a card, I think it's called the Ravine, where basically there's like treasure in the ravine, and you can either like go down and get the treasure, or you cannot risk it getting the treasure. And then when you go to get the treasure, like they'll show the cards on the screen of like, you know, there's a 1 in 4 chance of success. There's like 3 success cards and like 1 fail card, and like the fail card's like a skull, and then like it'll like shuffle it, and then like it show them face down of like, okay, pick a card. Ooh, which one is it? And so if you succeed, which I've like yet to, well, actually I think I know what happens when you fail, but I haven't like failed that one yet. So if you succeed, you get a like reward, and then if you fail it, you have to fight enemies in some like scenario, and then all the combat is Batman Arkham style. It's not like 1-to-1, but it's like similar because it's like attack, parry, dodge, and you've essentially, I mean, you later on you get abilities that let you like the Batarang, but they're not the Batarang because it's different stuff than Batarang 'cause you're not Batman. So it's like you get I think they're called artifacts or something, but they do like really cool stuff. Anywho, that's how that goes, and then you're just like playing through like, you know, card by card as you pick them on the table, and you're trying to get through the floor to get to the next section of the thing. Because at the end of it, you fight a boss, and like each card that he has in his little thingy when he like starts the thingy, or when he introduces you to the giant cabinet of cards of like 13 cards, he's like, okay, well each card is an enemy that you have to defeat. I don't think you can get through all 12 of them. So there's like 12 or 13, and so you do the first one, which is like the intro one, and it's like just like the tutorial. And then from that one, you keep going, and each card you get is like it starts you over every time. So it's semi-roguelike, but not exactly, just because it sets you back to 0 at the beginning of each scenario, so you don't really get to keep any of your, like, any equipment like swords or armor, because you get all, like, you have like an entire equipment thingy on your character, because it's a very RPG element style. So you have like
RPG
you have like weapons, you have armor, like the helmet, you have helmet, chest, arms, I think, and an artifact, and maybe some other crap. And then like your deck you're building as you play, because you start at the tutorial level, and then you unlock cards as you go, because each enemy, well, not each enemy, but like each boss character you beat, you get these they're called tokens or something else, and then like at the end when you finish, you get to open them and then like see what cool like sweet loot you got. So it's like a lot of loot too, because it's like, you know, you get like the really hard stuff, like when you get like really hard choices, where you make really lucky choices. Because I had this one where it was like, there's a ring at the bottom of an ocean, do you want to lean into the water and pull it out? And it had like, I think it was like success, very successful, and fell. So you had like still like 1 in 4 of failing. But then like you had like a super successful one, but then I got like the super successful card, and then it like let me keep the ring, and like the ring had this like cool ability that I
One
had,
ring?
that I it wasn't the one ring that I got to keep throughout the entire scenario for that one. But then there's some of them where it's like you only have like 2 fails and 2 succeeds, and I had one of those, and I got the fail, so I had like to fight my way out of it. And then it's cool because like basically each turn you like have to use like 1 food, and then like there's also merchants that pop up, and you have gold, which is like a thing that goes in your inventory to spend stuff on. So like each turn you spend 1 food, and like I think if you run out of food, but I haven't had that happen yet, you probably get game over, but I'm not sure. And then you have health, which is I'm not sure actually, because I wasn't taking damage in combat because I was doing so awesome because it's Batman style, and I was like, I got this. So I'm guessing if you like ran out of health or food or whatever, you either lose or you have to start over or something. I don't know. We'll see. But
Hero needs food badly.
that was just like really cool, like the way the mechanics are set, and then it's just really good, and like the atmosphere is awesome because it's like the super. It reminded me of like Big, the movie with Tom Hanks. Like if it was like you know, if it was either the game that he plays on his computer when he's like you know, just going like one thing at a time, and then like it's just giving him a thing of like, what do you do here? And it's like, oh, you failed, ha 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 ha. And then it's like, yeah, it's like that game, but in like a card game form, in video game form, which is like way cooler. And I was like, oh man, this is this is totally that game. 'Cause it's just like, this dealer dude who's always like one step ahead of you and just like not completely berating you the whole time, but he's like, he's literally got, his got all the cards in the deck against you. So it's like, oh well. And like he hinted at the end of the thing that he's like the last dude, so it's like, oh, maybe he's the last dude at the end. So I'm very
So
interested
is
to
he like?
see.
So it's kind of like a tabletop RPG, and he's
Yeah,
your
it's super
game
cool.
master, but it's
It's
just
like
like
it has a very it isn't a tabletop RPG, but it has like that feel
it has
of
like that.
playing a
Yeah,
tabletop RPG because he's like a dungeon master and like just saying like each thing you go through, he's describing it and like like has text on the screen and like there's pictures too of like there's like super awesome part where it's like you go into a bar and there's like a goblin there and then you can ask him one of three things or I'm sorry, you don't ask him one of three things, but it says like you can ask him something, give him food, or just like tell him to get away from you. And so like what I did is I like asked him like what he wanted, and he's like, "Oh, I want to help you," and he gave me a helmet or something. I was like, "Oh, that's so cool." So it's like so, but then it's kind of weird because every time there's a scenario, like you get the same like it's the same responses and answers, so like what to get out of thingies if the same card comes up. But there's like a ton of different cards, so it's like if that one comes up, I know how to get the helmet. And then there's like this one with this elf lady, and she's like, "What would you like, traveler?" And then you can have like more money, more food, or more something something. And I think it's like you get the like gold, food, and something else. So it's like you have like if you like pay attention to like what they're saying and like look at like how they're presenting themselves, you can like know how to like manipulate the situation and like get what you want out of it. But there's like so many different scenarios as far as like what's what are they gonna like try to get out of you from this one, or just like the ones where it's like it's always a fan like since it's called Hand of Fate, like it's always random of like will you have a success or failure, even if it's like 1 in 4 of like do I take the ring out of the ocean, do I go down the ravine and risk it in the middle of the scenario, or do I just go like just keep going. But so far I've just been every time I get a chance I'm gonna take it, so I haven't had any super bad experiences yet, so but I'm very thoroughly
like,
enjoying
as
and
long as you
loving this
believe in the
game.
heart of the cards, nothing can ever go wrong.
Yeah, it's not how that works over here.
Of course it is.
So I
That's what
can't
Yu-Gi-Oh
play this
taught me.
game.
You don't believe in the heart of the cards?
I try, but I guess they're like, no, you're faking it. And so when I play card games, it's always bad.
Like Parappa says, you gotta believe.
Can't beat that game either.
Huh. Well, you know what, Tropical? You know what?
But yeah, I've only gotten, I think, 2 or 3 of the 13, so I still have like a long ways to go with this one, so I've just been playing a bit at a time with it. And the way it saves, it doesn't really let you manually save or tell you when it saves. I think it just saves when you get to the end of the thingy, and then like you've completed it. So it's like you kind of, if you're kind of on a time crunch, it's not that bad because you can like probably like play through like one scenario like in like an hour, so it's not that bad on time. But it's just annoying 'cause you can't save it if you need to save. So that's like the really only thing I didn't like about it is like if you don't have a lot of time to play, it's like you can't really put it in your schedule. You just have to like play when you have time because it doesn't let you save when you're unless it auto saves. But I don't know if it auto saves because I'm just like, okay, well, can you save? Because there's like not really that much of a menu and it's just kind of bare bones on the menu side. And I'm like, okay, is it saving? Does it not save? And I'm not gonna experiment like see if I'm halfway through, let me see what saves, and then like have to completely start over. So yeah. But it's very fun and I am enjoying it, and I would recommend it to anybody because it's just got a lot of cool hooks from different like a lot of different things in it that would hook you because like the combat's cool, the RPG stuff's cool, the tabletop stuff's cool, like the dealer dude is just like a super awesome NPC dungeon master dude. And it's just like, man, that was just perfectly done. Like always saying the coolest stuff, and it's just like, man, this guy just makes you want to sit here and play this game for hours, and it's just not even a real person. I was like, man, that was really good. But that is all I've been playing. He does not say that.
Well, I mean, so for me this week, obviously most of my time is still dominated by Paragon because I like it.
Reasons.
Although, like, I've been playing pretty randomly, or not randomly, just like not very seriously, I guess. It's like, whatever. And so I've been choosing a lot of characters that I normally don't play and just trying different stuff out just to see what happens. Yeah, just looking forward to another character reveal week, which is
Next
next
week.
week. And
Next week.
then, yeah, so that's Paragon. It's pretty much, it feels, so they actually update it every week, even if there are no new characters. They add other stuff and they change balancing and things like that. And I guess they also polish on a schedule that is off of those updates. Or maybe they don't polish every update. Because sometimes the updates come out and the game just feels far less stable. And it's like, well, yeah, I guess that's, what it is. The weekend was really scary to play in. I think, so Epic announced that they're going to have their first exhibition tournament for Paragon with prize money. So it's like $15,000 for winning.
Fight money.
And so on the weekend, there was like really, it felt more serious. Like everyone was, there was a lot of draft dodging. People would like, oh, this is not a good composition. And they would just like leave. And it's like, wow, I am stuck in matchmaking hell that never ends because people refuse to play unorthodox combinations.
Yeah, it was like and it was a lot too because it's just like even if people didn't pick the role that they wanted the character to be, they'd be like, nope, 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 this is not how you play that character. You can't do this. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, it was.
It's like
It was pretty
relax.
crazy.
What's going on?
And then, yeah, it seemed like people were stepping up their game, but it may have just been just my feeling. It was like, wow, people are playing really hard today. So yeah, I guess that's gonna happen. It was funny on the post where they announced it. There was like people in the comments recruiting, and it was like, so we have a team, but we're missing like 3 people. I was like,
And you don't
so
have a
you have 2
team.
people.
It's like, that's not a team. If you had 4 and you were missing a person, then that's
Yeah, I was like, that's a team. It was like, yeah, we have a team, but we're missing 3 people. I was like, that's not a team.
missing 4 others. It's like, so you're a solo player? Because what? So this exhibition, how's it gonna go down anyway? How they doing it?
I don't know. Like, I didn't read all the details. I think it actually involves like you have to go to a certain place, and it's not like online based.
Oh no!
So I was like,
Oh no! I can't be like get good noobs. This is how you can be.
yeah, we would also be one of those groups where it's like, yes, we have a team, but we're missing 3 people. Yeah, that's Paragon. It's basically the same all the time, unless it changes, which it does.
It's been
But the
relatively easy to play with the new character this time around. I guess it's because she's not a damage dealer, so
people don't want to play support. It's weird. Or I mean, I guess it's not weird, judging by the way people are.
Actually, it's pretty. It makes sense.
No, the main thing I picked up Farpoint last week when it came out, and then finally got to play it this week. I had to like move my VR setup to another room because it just doesn't work well in the living room, and that TV is always occupied. So I was like, although not that I need a TV to play VR.
Of course you do, because then you have something to run into when you get all into.
I started it, and Farpoint, if you don't know, is the sort of most hyped, I guess, VR game since the launch. It's the one that they made the PlayStation Aim controller for.
There's an actual controller called the PlayStation Aim.
Yep.
How am I
It
just
is.
learning about this? You
It's
have
like
failed
the
the internet.
sharpshooter controller, except simpler. So the sharpshooter for Move was a plastic peripheral for your peripheral, the PlayStation Move,
Similar to the
that
Wii
you put the
thingy.
Move and a navigation controller inside of. And
Inside.
then it was like this gun-shaped controller, and you used it to play. I think it supported SOCOM 4 and Killzone. I think Killzone 3 was the one that supported it.
Get into it. Fall into the gap.
Anyway, so this one is like, it's a lot lighter and a lot simpler. For one, it's just like one thing, so you don't have to have a Move controller. It already has like Move components on the front part, and then I guess obviously it tracks better because it's on PS4 and is a new thing. So the game itself is actually a full-on first-person shooter where you control your direction by turning your head, or like in my case, I've been sitting on a swivel chair, so turning my entire body, and then you move with the one joystick that is on, or there's two joysticks on the controller, but you use the one near the like front grip area to move around, and it's sort of weird. Like, it's not like tank controls where forward is always forward. It depends on the orientation of the controller. So if you imagine like a DualShock 4, and if you had it pointed to the left, so it wasn't, you're not like holding it straight, you're pointing it to the left, then to go into the screen or forward, you would have to push right on the left joystick. And so like if you move the controller around a lot while you're playing and you're trying to like run around, you don't really notice because it feels intuitive, but you are actually pointing the joystick in lots of different directions as the sort of relative position of forward changes. So I was like, oh, that's pretty interesting. Because I imagine most people play it and they have like the gun up, sort of aim down sight style the whole time. And in that case, yes, you would push forward to go forward. But I've been like, I don't know, maybe less less attentive, more lazy style. I sort of have it like, how do you describe it? Like I'm holding it not pointed forward. I have it sort of like pointed down and to the left as I'm walking, so I don't see the gun in front of me the whole time while I'm moving around. And so to move forward, I push right on the controller. I don't know why I spent so much time describing that. I just thought it was
You're
neat.
tropical. Because you're tropical.
So yeah, that was really cool. And then, so you would think that if you had a full 360 degrees, like, or full, like, yeah, 360 degree rotational ability and movement, you would sort of get tangled up in the wires. And I guess their solution is that you never turn all the way, like you never have to turn all the way around. They've designed it fully around sort of the limitations of this hardware. So, for example, there were lots of reports like if like you move a Move controller behind you, like away from the camera, then and it can't see you, then it loses tracking. That's true because of the way it works. And so the solution here is to design the game so that a person never has to turn facing away from the camera. Um, so, for example, the first enemies that you fight are these little, like, well, they're little relative to the other giant spiders. They're little spiders, and they jump at you, like, that's their
What?
attack.
They're
That
little giant
is
spiders.
terrible.
Yeah, they're like, I was gonna say little spiders, but actually in the game
They're
they're
normal
like,
sized spiders that jump.
no, they're like
Oh, they're
like
bigger than normal size.
PS4 size spiders.
Oh,
It's kind of like, have you ever seen the Dark Soul spiders?
no,
Like,
RPG.
there's
I,
like
don't, I don't take time to go look at different types of spiders.
because I was about to say there's a colossal one, and then there's like
Oh.
large ones, but
Oh.
they're smaller than that one, but they're still
Yeah.
gigantic. 'Cause they're,
Oh, actually, I did hear Gamer talking about this because like they're kind of like head crabs and they freaked him out or something.
They remind me of like face huggers from the Alien franchise,
Not
except they look
fair.
more like spiders.
Of course. I'll just put this game on the list of games I can't play in VR because
I'm about to say it's like never play this game again.
Yeah, so they jump at you, like that's their attack, and they like
they jump.
at you to like bite your face.
oh yeah,
And
sounds pleasant.
That doesn't
if
sound
you,
terrifying
like,
at all.
happen to strafe them and they fly past you, like they don't just get ready to jump again from behind you. They always run back to
In front of
sort
you,
of
yeah.
like more of the forward position of where you're facing.
They only want to jump on your face, you know.
I just
Yeah,
felt
they
like
only
it
want
was
to jump
back.
on your face. But
only
if you're
one
back,
for
they're
face.
just like, nah, it's
Like
okay.
arms.
Like this is in a terrifying position, and so I mean, let's wait till he turns around. So we can get his face.
Too much.
It's like we want to impregnate your face, and we can only do that if you turn around. So yeah, we're gonna let you live until you turn around, because turn around.
Yeah, so it's really neat. Like you're walking around like you are in a first-person shooter, but you never turn all the way around to go anywhere. And it's weird because you don't really notice it. Like they've designed it in such a way that like this is the first VR game where I'll play for an hour and then realize that I have no idea which direction I'm facing in the room that I'm in. And every time I take off the headset, it's like, this is not where I thought I was facing. I thought I was facing the TV, but actually I have been like turned all the way around.
I went into
And
video
that's
game land
great.
and I forgot which way I was facing, and I
Yeah,
came out
it's
and
really
I
cool.
was not facing that direction. It was weird.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like a lot of games, I guess you just always have the sense of where you are. And then this one is not like that.
Well, I imagine if you're in a swivel chair, it probably doesn't help either.
That probably doesn't help either, yeah.
Because it disorients you.
Because they're
Jump
not
down.
stationary, like a normal chair, facing the same direction.
It's pretty cool. I haven't played through most of it. I think there's a lot more game, but the part I got past like the first boss battle, which is a like really giant spider.
Of course. Why wouldn't it be? Why wouldn't it be?
It was really funny because in the beginning it was just these little. I keep saying little, but they're actually not that little. Yeah,
They're still
it's like
gigantic.
little spiders, and then with your gun, so the default gun they give you is like, oh, it doesn't run out of bullets, but it does overheat, so be careful there. It's like, oh, okay, sure. But it only takes like a few shots to kill these things, and the shooting is super accurate. So like the controller tracks well, and just the way that you play it, there's none of this sort of twiddling your thumbs to get it on top of these things' heads or whatever. It's just you literally point at them and you shoot at them. And they did this cool thing with the sights where it's like it's a holographic sight on the default rifle, so you just sort of when it's on your target, that's when you can actually see like the laser dot part. It's hard to express, but it's really cool. And yeah, so these things were really easy to shoot. Saying, when is this going to get interesting? And then they introduce like much larger spiders that shoot stuff at you. And it's like,
Of
okay, here
course.
we go. and then and then they introduce like similar sized spiders to the ones that shoot at you, but they do the face hugger thing, so they jump at you,
So they're gigantic
but
and
they
they want
don't
to
run.
impregnate your
Yeah,
face.
they but they
Yay!
don't run at you. They burrow in the ground and pop up near you and then jump on you. And
That's better?
it's like awesome. And then the boss is just yeah, it's neat. Um yeah, anything else to say about Farpoint? I guess it's well, we'll see how it ends. It seems like it's a long game. One of the cool parts, the interface for switching weapons is really neat. The way it works is so right now I just have two weapons. I have the default and a shotgun. And to switch between the weapons, you're supposed to like raise your arm over your shoulder with the gun controller. So it's sort of like the animation that you see the characters in Mass Effect do when they change weapons. And it's like, oh, and it like feels totally convincing when you see it in the game. Anything else? Nope. I think that's it. Farpoint is pretty fun. Pretty fun stuff.
This enemy Shimby is as good as I am. That's not good. That's not good at
Next
all.
week, Star Trek Bridge Crew comes out. So I'm very excited for that. That's two major VR releases in rapid succession.
And then Easter will be here, and there'll be a bunch more to look forward to. Maybe.
Wait,
Yay.
RPG, what have you been playing?
Oh, so I've been playing Paragon, because, Paragon. And, yeah, like Tropical said, we've had some people who were a little bit too serious about the game, and they need to calm down, because it's a game. So, calm the hell down. But it's been pretty fun to be like a support again, because like I kind of abandoned the support role once they started nerfing some of the support characters and making them kind of useless, and it was just like, well, there's no point of using these people. But FaZe has some useful abilities, so she can pretty much turn the game around. So that's good. That's good.
it's very annoying to play against.
And
Like
that's why I love her.
ridiculously annoying.
I enjoy being a troll with all of my characters.
Just walking around trying to, get your kills, and then suddenly, oh, I'm blind, and then it's like, oh, I can't run away either. I'm slowed, and then it's just like, yeah, this is terrible.
It's great. I love it. I love it.
Blind, slow, and then the character you're chasing like gets pulled away. It's like, well, I don't know why I tried. I don't know why I bothered.
Oh, my characters are trolls. Yay! I regret nothing. But yes. But yes, it's been a fun it's been a fun week. And since she's support, most people don't bother playing as her, but they'll try to like demand that you play as her. So it's just like, hey, what if nobody wants to play support this game? What if nobody wants to do it? Because there was like one guy who like draft dodged when nobody chose a support character at all. And yeah, that was super fun because he's all like, somebody pick Muriel, somebody pick Nirvash, somebody pick. I was like, dude. None of us are picking any of these characters you're telling us to pick. I know what you're doing right now. So he ended up leaving the draft, and we had to like replay. And then he ended up in my next team matchup. I was like, you got to be kidding me right now. So, but he actually played that game though. So it was fine, kind of. But yeah.
Yeah, I was in weird like matchmaking hell earlier today. It was like 5 consecutive games where someone left the draft. I was like, really? How is this happen? How is this even possible? If you leave the draft, then you're like out of the queue for 5 minutes. So it's like different people leaving the draft every time.
Basically, yes.
Like, that's just bad luck.
Basically, yes. But yeah, that's pretty much Paragon. So, yay. Um, Other than that, I think I might have beat Persona 5. So,
How do you
uh,
not know?
well, it's, I mean, because it seems like that was the final boss, but I mean, at the same time, there's still been like a series of cutscenes going on, and I don't know, man. I don't know. So, but I mean, I got a trophy when I beat him, but we got a trophy for beating all of the bosses, so, anything could happen. But he seemed like pretty final. He seemed pretty final, so I think it might be the end. I haven't seen the credits roll yet, though, so who knows?
If
Who?
credits had rolled, then you're not done RPG.
Well, see, that's the thing, though, because it's like, all right, I'm already 101 hours in. It's like this guy was like very final bossy, and it's like, I don't know. If he wasn't the final boss, then who the bloody blazes is? Because
It's a surprise. That's
we
why they.
literally
That's why
fought
they
the
were
Holy
like, "We will
Grail.
find you if you
So
spoil these things."
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Streamers and people, we will find you.
So I guess we'll see. I mean, we're still all alive, so maybe I didn't beat it. Darkest timeline and all.
Uh,
So, but yeah, that's pretty much all I've been playing.
Okie dokie. Time for metaphorically speaking.
Yes, metaphorically speaking.
Song for it yet. Sorry to disappoint you guys.
Yeah, and no one suggested one that I know of.
Thanks a lot.
That's probably why. This week I thought we could talk about. Well, it's sort of related to lots of things. We were talking about it one week where there are just there's this huge number of free games now, and there's a lot of ways to get lots of games for pretty cheap. But then, like, I don't know, it feels like we spend more on games now than ever. Or do we? And I think
I
that's the
don't
question.
think so.
Do you think it's like cheaper to be gamers now or before?
I think it.
And okay, wait.
Sorry, I'm
So
sorry. I'm
this
talking out loud.
this is metaphorically
Continue,
speaking,
Jonathan.
right?
Get all the
This is
thingies out
metaphorically
of the
speaking, right?
thingy, yeah.
So we need a metaphor to go along with this.
Yes, we need a
Obviously.
metaphor, and we just sort of came up with the oven, the magic oven, and the cakes and stuff last time. This time we leave it to chance. So we got three possibilities for metaphors, and so once we decide what that is the metaphor we go with, and that's how we're going to talk about this topic. So the first metaphor. So the three things I chose were it could be food related, Legos related, or generic. What is it? Construction toys. Uh, and I had thought sports, but I think that'd be boring. So can you think of a third one that would be interesting or challenging, however you want this to go?
Let's see.
Food interlocking construction toys, or
Well, since we're talking about cost, maybe money. I don't know.
no, money would not be.
Or some sort of economical model, like banks or credit cards or something. I don't know.
Mm, Well, let's
how would the
say
Lego box one work?
I don't know. Like that's the challenge. Let's say like locomotion then.
Like choo choo?
No, like moving, moving.
Oh, it's like nobody uses trains anymore. It's an outdated metaphor.
Um, Crap. Where's my dice? I had a die, but now it's dark and I can't see it. Uh, well, in that case, let me think. All right. I'm going to choose a number. All right, pick a number.
4.
47.
It's gonna be food. So we're gonna use food again
Oh dear.
as our metaphor. To discuss, is gaming cheaper now? Or is it cheaper to be a gamer now or before? Before now. In yesteryears, in old Tekken time.
Remember how like back in the day, McDonald's you could get like a full combo for like 69 cents, but
Hmm.
now it's like $9 for the same like cheeseburger combo. I feel like that's kind of how gaming went, but the problem is that back in the day, some games are still like super expensive, but now you have free to play stuff now, which are kind of like dumpster diving for food.
In
So
the good dumpsters, like behind the stores that don't respect their food,
no,
and they're
no,
just
no.
like, oh,
It's
40% of this stuff, like the
just
50% of perfectly good food that is thrown out, or actual random dumpster on the side
random
of the road.
dumpsters. And then sometimes you just happen to wander into one of the good dumpsters, and it's like, oh,
Oh my gosh!
there's a
A
Happy
good
Cheeseburger in here.
dumpster!
Yes, it's almost as good as that one time I was at Taco Bell and they threw away all their food. One of those situations. One of those. I mean, that's kind of how. I think that's kind of how that went because inflation and all that fun stuff.
I think
So, you think it was cheaper?
I mean, I feel like it kind I feel like it kind but I feel like at the same time games used to be like really expensive if I'm not mistaken, like for a 64 or for like back in the day for like a 64 game it was like what $60 or
yeah.
something or some nonsense. So I don't know, but now we like I said we have all our dumpster diving options now for food, so you can kind of like shop around in the free to play world
So what
until
you're saying is that it's
it's still
easier
much
not to go hungry.
not so it's kind of like it's like the America of the the gaming environment or something. It's like people always say this is like the best place to be homeless because you can there's like options and you won't be like rounded up and gassed or something. I don't know how it
What
works in other countries,
the
but it's kind of like that, but with gaming. So it's like you have it's like you have these options, so you won't go hungry if even if you don't have like all of the monies and restaurants around you to feed you kind of thing.
Okay, Tropical. So, like, could you repeat the like part at the beginning as far as like the first two thingies before like the weird metaphor thing? Was it just like the cost of games being more or less now than they are in the past?
Well, I feel like we spend a lot of money on games now, and yet, so for example, uh, the Ultimate Edition of Injustice 2, this combo meal was $100, and I think some people would argue that this combo meal has less stuff in it than it used to.
Yeah, I think that's what I was gonna say. Is like I think games are like the same, arguably the same price, but there's less content in them. Whereas like in ye olden times, like if you look at like PS2 or PS1 64 era, it's like when you beat a game, you get like unlockable stuff like costumes or different characters to play as and all that
I
sweet
want.
stuff.
Okay, can I stop you?
Yeah.
I want Tekken to use the metaphor. I think so. Interesting stuff comes out of Tekken.
Back in the olden times, when you got your meal, you didn't just get, one or two toppings or like just like one or two sides. You had just a nice extravaganza of deliciousness. Like the main meal, some side things, some appetizers, just like a complete, just delicious smorgasbord. Whereas now it's like you get just like the basic, here's your main thingy, and then you just keep on adding after that, and like the main thingy isn't as good as like the it's like just a drop in the bucket compared like to the whole smorgasbord back in the day of like Resident Evil 2 versus Resident Evil 6 or Resident Evil any of them after 3, because it's like what's that, you want some costumes, well you're gonna have to pay up to upgrade that size on the soda, buddy, because you're not getting some free large like you did back in the day. It's gonna cost you. Oh, you want your side? Well, it's not free like it was before, buddy, or it's not like at no cost. It's like $5 more, $10 more. Just keep adding on, and then before you know it, the price that you paid is like twice as much, and you're paying for 2 meals, but you're only getting one, and it's not even as good as that smorgasbord back in the day. Back when I had my sweet, white. Well, I don't really like fast food, so I guess it's like just like the awesome meals of the olden times versus like the craptastical, just garbage normal meals of now times.
Because I think even now, like they don't even give toys and Happy Meals anymore.
Yeah,
It's
man.
like you have to like it's
Ask for them.
basically like everything is like assembly now. It's like the toys are now like DLC. You don't you don't get everything that was included in before, and you have to be like, hey, so can I have this thing? And they're like, I guess. So now it's like your toy is now like apples or like a milk or something, and it's like kids don't want that. Kids don't want that. So it's gotten so it's like so now it's like kind of like partially perceived value and partially like you are getting ripped off because it's like you don't get the full thing anymore. Like Tekken was saying, it's like you get pieces of it, and it's like for the extra condiments and things, they're like, hey, we're gonna charge you 25 cents for that. Oh, we're gonna charge you a nickel for that, and it's like they nickel and dime you for everything until you get the complete meal, and then you end up paying like $70 for like this quote unquote combo meal that you would have paid like far less for back in the day, or at least got like the complete version of it when you paid that kind of money as opposed to like bits and pieces of it. So it's like, yeah, it's kind of like a full thing.
It's like, what's
So
that? You want that tuxedo that you got for free in Microsoft One for like beating it third time? Well, now it's DLC. And you're gonna pay $5 to get that extra large fry, buddy. So sorry about that, but that's just the way it is.
they've gotten
We're not gonna give you a sweet punch, or we're not gonna pull out our little our punch thingy and like punch your receipt and then like see that the third time you've come in and it's like, oh, here's your free tuxedo DLC. You solid snake mill fan.
So I don't know if this is really on the topic anymore, but sort of related to that, like chicken nuggets in the 80s were sort of McNuggets in the 80s were sort of considered to be like we had no idea what they were.
oh
And while we sort of still think that, the claim at least is that they are all white, like breast meat chicken now.
they sure probably might be.
Assuming that's true, and speaking metaphorically here, like does that matter at all as far as price goes?
So what you're telling me is, or what you're asking is like, is it, do we have to make sure we are in fact getting the thing that we're promised when we get these games, or
No,
like,
it's just like I mean,
Like for
I
instance, the
think they
packaging may
probably
say
they
Mortal
probably
Kombat, but it's not
were
really Mortal
chicken
Kombat.
back then. It's just that
Well, parts of chickens
it was
anyway.
yeah, it was like not as like if we take everything at face value, we have better chicken nuggets today
In theory,
than in
yes.
the 80s. And so like why would shouldn't those be more expensive?
No,
And if you're unwilling to say, well, now chicken nuggets are, $6 more, you find other ways to pay for it by saying, oh, like, yeah,
but I think they were
everything else costs extra now.
poorer quality chicken back in the day because they were just trying to make sure the profit line was bigger. I mean, I think it's less of an issue now because they're doing much bigger numbers. So uh, it's like I guess semi-excusable back then, but now it's like there's no excuse for the lies or for giving us like parts of the chicken as opposed to the full authentic uh, white meat of it, I guess.
Okay.
Or it's like, back in the olden times, you had some sweet 24 piece chicken nugget box or whatever. But now it's like you get the 24-piece chicken nugget box, but it's like smaller chicken nuggets. It's like, what's up with that?
No more chicken nuggets. Hmm.
Or it's like
Uh, so yeah, like I guess what it sounds like is we're sort of drawing a distinction between um it is more expensive now, but it's also doesn't have to be because of the dumpsters.
Not only that, I mean, I feel like it being more expensive is not, like I said, it's like a whole perceived value thing. It's like I feel like they're taking stuff away. So it's like kind of like how at least back in the day you knew you were getting parts of chicken, but now it's like they're claiming they're giving you one thing, but it's like you might not in fact be getting that. It's just that now they can make that claim. It's like, oh yeah, it's all white meat chicken, kind of, because most of it came from there, and it's like sure, other parts could be as well, but we're not going to tell you which parts they are. So it's just you're kind of getting cheated still, as opposed to getting like the actual, I guess, nuggety goodness that you should be getting.
Yeah, or you
Kind
like,
of.
go in the olden times and it's like you ordered a meal, it's like you get the whole meal. Where now it's like you go in and it's like, well, you can only get your meal in parts, and you might not get the whole meal. Like, if it's a season pass, and it's like, oh, well, we're gonna have some sweet shakes, some sweet, some sweet fries, some sweet chicken nuggets, some sweet toppings, some sweet croissants. Sometimes the croissants just don't end up getting there, and it's like, hey, I wanted my croissants, and you didn't even get my croissants, or like you might not get anything added on at all after the main meal at Mass Effect Andromeda. I'm looking at you, and it's like, oh, well, we thought just because your other meals that we came out with had DLC. Oh, yeah, Mass Effect 1 through 3. Well, sorry, dudes, we just our supplier was like, well, sorry, dudes, we're pulling out and canceling our contract, so we can't just give your sweet extra stuff on top for your meal passes this meal, unlike your previous meals, dude. So my bad. And you don't get any DLC, or like you don't get all your DLC from your season pass or your meal pass. And it's like, what the f, man? I want those croissants. What the f? Those were some
Or
sweet
maybe it's more like
looking
kind of like
croissants I wanted.
back in the day was more like a prefix menu, and now it's currently kind of like ordering a la carte at a restaurant instead. So like
And you just don't have the option to
you just don't have
not be a la carte.
exactly.
Yeah.
So now it's like a forced a la carte thing. It's not. It's
Forced a
like
la
there's no
carte.
more. There's like, hey, you have to order these things, and you have to order your appetizer, your main course, and your dessert separately. You can't have it all in one easy to get fixed price package now. So it's like, yeah, this is not. So it kind of like becomes more expensive in that regard. It's like now you don't have a choice. It's like if you want a complete meal, if you want everything, it's like you have to pay. You have to give up all of your monies and stuff to in order to get everything. You don't get the option to just say, hey, I want this thing here. Just let me choose my packages and yeah, just enjoy my full meal. They're just like, no, no, that's not a thing. You have to order it in pieces and get each parts of your courses separately. So
And all of the mouth-watering, inducing food porn pictures of the meals on the menus are all like asterisk not to scale, or like asterisk may not be served as seen, and then you get it and it's like, what the F, this is like 1/5 of the size, or like, what the F, this isn't even like close to like the sweet sexy
not
food
actual
porn
size.
in this advertisement. You lied to me, or I feel deceived. And it's like, well, sorry dudes, you know, you just thought it was going to be like that. It didn't, you know, come out that way, No Man's Sky. And then yeah, it's like, oh well, maybe next time I will not get the sweet sexy fried catfish, because it looks just with that French mustard on it. So yeah, because it
I think
wasn't.
it's like, and it actually turns out to be like better if you wait, because then you do end up getting like the prefix version of it later on, because it's like they're like, you know what, here's your game of the year version, which is like the version they should have just given you in the beginning, and it's like now you can choose the prefix if you want. I mean, we already got all our monies, so we don't need to force the issue now. So it's like,
You gotta wait
thanks,
till the
I
end of the
guess.
year for like the blue ribbon section, and then it's like, look at this catfish, look at this fried catfish. It's, I will take this, and then you get it, and you're like, it is as majestic as it looks, and then you eat it, and you're just like, and just like, yeah, and it's like, yeah,
And then you're like,
man,
boozhy, 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 boozhy.
this is the best fried catfish I've had in my life. Oh my gosh. It's like the only things that guaranteed are the Telltale pizzas, where you get the entire pizza, and it's effing amazing every effing time,
Although you get
down
them
to
in
the last
slices,
effing
though,
slice.
you don't get the full pizza.
That's why you
You
should
get
have
it
one.
in slices.
Even
You
if
get
you get
it
it
in
in slices, never disappoints.
So it's basically
Because
like you
effing
kind of,
Telltale.
it's like you order the whole pizza, but then they're just like, here's your first slice, here's your second one. You might get your third one eventually, but it's not going to be soon. Here's your third slice finally. Here's your fourth one. Here's half of your fifth one because it's broken. But I mean, eventually you're going to have a full pizza. And sure, the toppings will look a little warped because it's Telltale and they always have issues with their games. But it's like, you got that full pizza though. You got that full pizza though. So, yes, food is delicious. Is also my response to this.
Is it good? Do you think it's better now then? Like, more people can eat?
I mean, in a
I mean, like,
sense,
it's not
yes.
all
It can,
dumpsters. There are some buffets
I don't know,
as
Tropical.
well.
There have been some meals that have gone downhill, Assassin's Creed, where it's like at the beginning they were so great, and it's like, man,
I think
you
those
can't make these sandwiches
buffets.
worse. This is delicious tuna, and the bread, oh, to die for, and the toppings, oh my goodness. And then over time, they kept on just churning them out and not making them better, and it's like, dude, these are going downhill, dude. I don't want any more. And then I stopped eating them, but nobody else did, and now they're just like terrible, but everybody keeps going there. And it's like, I don't know why. I don't understand it. It's weird. And they took a year off, and then like they're back, and it's the same thing. But everybody's gonna buy it anyway, so it's like whatever. I guess we'll see.
I think the Assassin's Creed game might be more of an example of a buffet. It's like it looks good on paper, and like your eyes overload your body, but then you realize the more you get, you're like, I made a mistake.
Can't stop feeling my bass, but
But
it's
then
so
you,
good. Ugh.
because you
Then
keep
you've had
stuffing
enough, and
food
you're
in there.
like, what was I thinking? You look at yourself in the mirror. Then you look at your stomach, and it's just like bloated. And you're like, oh my goodness, what I do to myself?
And you're like,
There are good
oh,
buffets, right?
I mean, at first,
Speaking literally, are there good buffets?
speaking literally, are there good buffets? There can be,
This is just curiosity, okay?
but it's like it's one of those things where it's like it depends on the establishment, and it's likely going to be very expensive. If it is good quality, because that means they're using quality products, and they constantly have to rotate the food to make sure they're up to code, and they have to make it's just a lot of work. It's a lot of work, but it is
All right,
possible.
back to metaphor. Like there are ways to pay a relatively low price and get
Game of Year
a
editions,
ton of food now.
the delayed, like the holiday sales on food, basically.
No, not game of the year. It's not just the one food. It's like a whole variety, like a literal smorgasbord of food.
I mean, there's more
I'm talking about like
options.
plus
You have
and like
now, like,
humble bundles.
yeah. But again, like I said, it's like it's easier to not go hungry because you have options.
Yeah, is that good?
I mean, kind of, but at the same time, I think it's kind of what led to this whole like loss of like a loss of some of the qualities of food because since you have so many options, not everybody wants to put in the effort to make a good meal, if that makes sense.
Does that happen?
This metaphor is difficult to work with. I'm trying to make do with what I got here, guys. But it's like,
Well,
yeah.
yeah, metaphorically, does that happen? You
Um,
think? You think there's lots of people out there who are like, well, there's so much more competition, so we will try less hard?
Well, I saw this news report on a pizza place, and their motto was like, "It's not the worst pizza you've ever had, and it's not the best, but hey, it's not the
It's
not
worst,"
the worst.
pizza?
or something,
Or,
or
oh,
some,
it's not the
something
worst?
It's
along the
not.
lines of that. Like, not the
Does
best, not the
that
worst, but
does that pizza
you know,
place do well?
I think they did, yeah.
I mean, they're still in business, so they probably do decently.
It's like pizza's pizza, dude. Whatever, as long as you're not the
But
worst.
like I don't feel like I see a lot of stories about places where it's like, yeah, we've decided that competition is too fierce, so we're just gonna try less hard and not worry about it.
Well, I mean, I don't think. I mean, they don't say it in so many words. So much as just like we could just be we could just be an option, but I mean, we don't have to like try. Like, I mean, there's like companies that who like they like advertise, but it's not like they're trying to necessarily get like all of the people that because they know they're not going to be able to capture the entire market share on
Hmm.
certain items. But it's like as long as we can do enough to get by, it's like we don't have to put in we don't have to like come up with like crazy new menu items. You could just sell the same thing over we could just sell like the same stuff over and over or and like every once in a while we'll try to kind of shake things up, but for the most part we do enough. We do enough. So it's like if you do look at like pizza places, like Tekken was saying, like let's see, what's like a low level pizza place?
Little
Like
Caesars.
Little Caesars, yeah. They, they it's kind of like how like they have their $5 ready pizzas or whatever. I mean, their pizzas are not great quality, but it's like when you're on a budget and you just need something, it's like it still tastes like pizza. So like that's all that matters. So it's not. So it's like they get by on that because obviously there's probably a lot of people who have preferences and like okay, this obviously is not good pizza. It's like I know what good pizza is and all that kind of stuff. So it's more of a. So it's kind of a situation of okay, we have options, so we don't have to like we don't have to like do we don't have to like they don't we don't have to do the most basically. But it's like we our $5 pizzas are enough to get us by. We don't have to like reinvent the wheel or have like these stuffed crust pizzas and all the. I mean, I think they actually just started doing that once the market shares kind of start to drop. But it's like before, they were just like, yeah, we're good with just selling pepperoni and cheese pizzas for $5 and going about our business. We don't have to worry about um, trying to beat out our competitors. But I guess like once frozen pizzas became or started getting like better in quality and stuff like that, and then some of the pizza places started to kind of like take over the market's uh, like mind on thingies. Words are escaping me. They didn't have to. They kind of had to do more, but it's like they still haven't like made the like effort where it's just like, okay, we have to do something outrageous to get people to remember us and that kind of thing. So
Hmm.
that, which I think it does exist in the gaming thing as well. 'Cause it's like, well, we have our knockoff, and it does well enough, so we don't have to be Destiny. We don't have to be Call of Duty. We just have to be close enough, and then that is fine enough for us, basically.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah, I'm not completely sure where we were going with this whole metaphor thing because I'm thinking about food, so I'm kind of hungry. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I guess yeah, part of it for me is like, isn't it a good thing? Or is I my I don't remember if I said like originally I was thinking like, yeah, now seems like the best time to be in into eating, into food because it's so accessible
it's
from a price standpoint.
And as was what I was talking about, there's new restaurants opening every week. New place to go for the food. If you're like,
a
oh,
lot more
wonder what's
lot of
out there.
options now.
Like plenty of dumpsters to go have adventures in. Marvel Heroes, I cannot wait to go in that dumpster and be an X-Man finally. It
Dumpsters.
will be delicious, I'm sure. In the back of your
Well,
donut shop with your sweet
it'll be
donuts.
it'll be good enough, basically. It's like the dumpster obviously isn't going to give you great food, but it's gonna keep you from going hungry. So
Which is a good thing, right?
yes, because it's like
Yes.
you won't die. So back in the day, when being an RPG gamer meant you'd have to starve, I had to jump in a few dumpsters, and I was like, you know what?
Chaos Wars.
Chaos Wars is awful, but it's it's better than nothing, I
And
guess.
those dumpsters charged.
It's true.
You
They
had
had
to
a
put
lock.
in like a coin or something.
I had to call a locksmith, and he was like, "That's going to be $6 million, please." And I was like, "Oh, all right, this is fine.
Those weren't free dumpsters like today.
This is fine." So yes, but I'm glad to say that's no longer the case because now I have dumpsters that are in fact free, and some of them have some pretty decent food in them.
It's kind of funny, right? Like the reason there are so many dumpsters is because of the competition. It's like, well, nobody will give us money for this food, so we'll just throw it out back, and hopefully somebody eats it. And if enough people eat it and like it, then they'll tell their friends to come to our dumpster, and then someday we'll be able to profit off of that.
And then you go, sometimes to those weird places where you eat off those naked ladies, and it's like, whoa, what's going on here? And then not only is the food ridiculously expensive, you get in there, and they're like, hey, you want some sweet emotions? It's like, whoa, Destiny, whoa. You've taken enough of me, and all the time I spent in here with these naked ladies eating off of them. That
Oh
is
my!
that is too much, sir. Get away from me. I'm not giving you any
Wait, are we
money for
talking about
emotes.
naked lady sushi now?
Yes, we
I'm
are.
so okay. Just making sure. I didn't want to lose the metaphor.
I'm in
It's a
here in
weird
this
segment.
exclusive club with all my emblems and shaders and weapons and stuff. And you're gonna charge me for more emotes.
The
What?
exotic sushi when you have to get that sweet puffer fish. And they're like, hey, it might be a little poisonous, but if you eat it just right, you're gonna love it. In your mouth.
Or I
That's
might get
great.
caught by the police, illegally diving in a dumpster that shouldn't have been dived in. And it's like, hey,
Is,
hey, maybe I'm into
is
that.
dumpster
All
diving
right,
illegal? Illegal?
all right. There's nothing wrong with Super Mega Baseball. All right, it's a fun time every now and then. Okay, I just want to enjoy myself. It's like, sorry, taking that's illegal, sir. You can't do that. We're gonna report you, and everybody's gonna know. It's like, well, I don't care. You'll find me back here, or maybe you won't, because I won't get caught next time. So,
But wait, dumpster diving is that illegal?
Is dumpster diving illegal?
I don't know. Maybe in some places it is
Because I mean, I guess technically it is
private
their
property.
property, but it's like you were gonna throw it away anyway. But they're like, I don't care. It's the principle of it. Get off my dumpster. I guess that would be like the DRM type thing, possibly.
It's the principle of it. You're just throwing it away.
You already had this food and expired in your restaurant. It was on the menu, and you're going to charge me? No, I'm going to go in here and get it for free. We can throw it away. I'm not paying for that DLC on the disc. Ah,
Yep.
Cool. I think we are in agreement.
About food?
Yes.
I mean, I
About
guess
food?
food is
About
delicious.
food
I
as
do.
games? As games as food? And
Sure.
how it's better that it's harder to go hungry now?
Yeah, this segment has always confused me, so I'm just gonna just agree. Like, yep, sure, sure.
Ticket? We're in agreement?
sure.
Yay! I don't know if that's the goal, but that's what we reached
Oh
in this
dear.
week's uh metaphorically speaking.
We still need a song for this. Otherwise, it's not an official segment.
Metaphorically speaking is still in beta.
It's one of those segments that will always be in beta, basically. Ow.
So are we moving on to the news now?
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's do that. The big thing, of course, last week, Thursday,
Indestructible.
I believe. Yes.
RPG.
Well, I don't know about Indestructible, but they revealed gameplay from Destiny 2 coming out in September.
Or so they claimed, anyway. It could have been rendered. Trust, trust
If it was
nothing
rendered,
anymore.
I feel like it would have looked better.
Trust nothing. Well, have you seen regular Destiny? Don't get your hopes up.
But rendered means you can make it look however you want.
Yeah, well, they wanted to make it look as real as possible, but then they realized it's like, well, if we make it look too good, then people are going to know that we lied. So we had to make it look like it
Well, no,
might
like
be.
it was actually playable after the
Oh,
presentation.
good.
So people there actually have played the game.
Okay, good. That's good to know.
Yep. So yeah, graphically, I mean, it
Eyeballs
does look
stinking.
better, but that's because they're leaving behind last gen. Like we knew this was coming. Beyond
Yay.
that, though, personally, my impression was that it didn't feel like there was that much. Or no, that's wrong. So yes, there's definitely a lot of new stuff, but the thing is, the way they sold the new stuff felt exactly the same as the way they sold basically the same kind of new stuff in the expansions.
Yeah, I'd agree with
Did you
that.
get that feeling? It
Yep.
was like, yeah, Destiny 2, you're gonna have new abilities, new places, new planets, and it's just like, yeah, you've done that before though, so it just it didn't feel new enough to me. And maybe that's because of the things that we've been talking about, like space battles and like all that sort of stuff. And there was just nothing new in that sense. It was just like it is definitely more Destiny.
And I
Like,
saw him
yeah,
playing it,
this
and
is
I'm
the
like, you know what?
Destiny that you
This
love.
looks way too familiar. And it looks so familiar, I don't want to play it. So have fun with that.
Yeah, because like the little part that they showed at the beginning, I was like, this seems
It's like, oh yeah, it's all fun
not
and games the
as
first
amazing
time.
as I was hoping.
But once you've done it, the first 10, 20.
Yeah, this is
Please don't show a
exactly
strike. Why are you
the
showing a
same.
strike? You know how many strikes I've done? No. No, 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 no. You shouldn't even be talking about
Hundreds
strikes.
upon thousands.
You shouldn't even be talking about strikes. Now they're fun because ho ho, ho ho, like the first time, dude. The first time. And after that, it's like, well, busy work. Why am I doing this? Oh, that's right. There's a quest or something. Yeah.
I think you're like getting your old powers back or something is like supposed to be the quest for this game. So have fun getting all of your subclasses again,
Yeah, that was
which
weird.
plays slightly different because there's different weapons involved. So the blade dancer is now a
Pole dancer.
staff dancer or pole dancer. That was
A staff, a long cylindrical stick, a pole, if you will.
and you dance on it or with it or both sometimes in order to, charm the enemies with your excelente moves.
Excellente.
You grind yourself on this pole, the staff, if you will. Oh no, I didn't know you had it marked. Could have avoided that.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because there's like, they talked well, they didn't really talk about it. They just like mentioned the raid, but it's like, is there just going to be one again until they get like another expansion? Because that's kind of a letdown.
Seems like it. It seemed like it was basically like,
The
yeah, it could be
formula
not.
that they've been using.
Yeah, for. I mean, this could have been if they'd shown different footage. Like, this could have basically been the announcement event for any of the expansions. Or that's not true. Which one was the expansion where he got the new subclass? It could be that that announcement.
Maybe Taken King? Yeah, I'm going to say Taken King because I doubt we had it in year 1 or 2. Or wait, no, year 1. So it's probably Taken King.
Yeah. So it felt very much for people who already and still love Destiny, and for people who didn't like Destiny, like I didn't see any reason for them to be super excited. And for people who have lapsed,
back.
I like saw no reason for them to be excited. Or depends on why they lapsed. If there was nothing new, maybe those people are like, okay, now there's new stuff. I'm gonna buy this again.
Nah.
Yeah, to
When
me,
I saw it,
to
I
me,
was like,
I was just completely down on it because it's like when they talk about the whole we have more cutscenes and more stories than ever before. It's like, dude, there are like 5 story
It's like,
missions in
that's
Rise
not
of
hard.
Iron. That's
Yeah.
not that's
how
not a
about
high
this
bar,
little?
dude.
It's like,
The bar is low.
Yeah, the bar is so low on that. It's like that's not really giving me a lot
it's
of
like,
confidence
guys,
there.
we have an actual story this time. It's like, oh,
Well, so like later reports and stuff pointed to the fact that there is no more Grimoire cards. So Grimoire is just going to be gone. And the reason they stated was because they want the world to tell the story.
Mm-hmm.
how'd that work out the first time?
Cryptically.
Like, the Dark Souls games told their story more than Destiny did. That's saying something. That's saying something.
This one, basically, I guess what they're doing is they have like quest giver humans. So like when you're out in the world,
Humans.
you actually meet people, and it's not just shoot everything
Land
that
and shoot everything.
Yeah. If it moves, it's a bad guy.
I'm about to say,
Because no
murder
one else
everything.
lives out here.
It's like they're actually just like natives trying to bring you muffins. Just like murder them. They breathe. They breathe. And that was Destiny the game.
Is it the 4 arms? Like, Why do you have? Why are you shooting us all the
I
time?
know, right? It's like I just had a muffin basket. I don't know what's happening. You just killed my pet. What is going on? Oh my gosh, they're hostile. They're hostile.
I also was like super disappointed on like the air quote new planets when one of them's not really new because you've already been on Earth for 3 years. But hey, whatever.
As a matter of fact, I don't think most of them are even planets
Yeah,
because
like European Dead
one of them was
Zone, a planet. I
no,
mean,
no,
yeah, I mean a moon of whatever planet.
Yeah, they're all moons, I think,
Yeah,
except for Earth.
that's the point.
because
I
the
with
rest of our
that.
planets are not. Although, what would Destiny be like on a gas giant?
Um, you would
Destiny.
die
I was
instantly.
gonna say that's not possible. Tropical.
It's not, it's not,
You don't know that. They got space magic.
wow. So we're doing this, but I mean, I guess the exos would be fine. They don't technically need livable atmosphere, right?
Unless it's
It
like
would only be an
super
issue for
hot or
the
poisonous or acidic
biological ones.
and like
Yeah, I
eats
don't know if it
through
would be
materials.
like breathable atmosphere is the main problem.
It's like they don't need to breathe, so it's like exos will be fine. But would they like bar other race players from the planets if you're not an exo? Just be like, sorry, you have to be an exo to enter. So create a character with an exo or GTFO.
um, yeah, that'd be funny. What else was there? I guess it's going to be on PC and the PC version. Oh yeah, there was like this minor controversy about performance. Like people, and I guess we shouldn't take it seriously because people are always up in arms on the internet. But the internet was up in arms about PS4 Pro
You
version
don't say.
not being 60 frames per second.
The internet mad about something? Yeah, they're all civil
And
and
sort of
nice.
related to that, there's like all the Xbox people who, and I don't know why it happened after Destiny's reveal, but they're all like, PS4 Pro is going to hold back Scorpio because
Because they had that
Scorpio
in
is
mind.
amazing and should be 60 frames on everything, and the reason it's not
Sarcastic.
is because PlayStation, meh. And like,
It's like, no, I think it's just because they never planned on optimizing it to begin with. So, yeah.
It's not the kind of game they were making. So yeah, Destiny.
I looked up the new locations. It's Titan, which I think is the moon of Saturn. Io, which I think is the moon of Jupiter.
There's a moon of somewhere else.
And then Nessus, which is the moon of somewhere else.
Moon of somewhere
And
else.
then European Dead Zone, which is on Earth, which you've been to since, year one. So.
The beginning of time, where the traveler was trying to wake up and eat all of you, because Traveler's evil, guys. Don't think for a second that he's not. And if anybody tells you differently, they're lying because they're the speaker, and he's just simply the mouthpiece for the evil Traveler.
Oh, wait. Actually, Nessus apparently is a planet. So,
A planet where?
I don't know. It says something about Vex are on it.
Outside our solar system.
Doesn't planets. That just means that the Vex inhabit it.
Yeah, Io is Jupiter moon, and then Titan is the Saturn moon.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, looking at the fan response, fans, I guess, were pretty excited. They were like, "Oh yeah, cool!
Tropical.
I want to
I
like
didn't
try the
look at
new
the fan
class
response.
and like new planets and stuff."
To
Like,
me, those people are the problem. Hey, that's just me. Whatever.
and PvP is going to be 4v4 now because they want to make everything
That's terrible.
another way. I
It's
don't.
not every Tuesday, but sometimes on Tuesdays, our raid teams are like, man, wouldn't it be great if there were more six-person activities in this game besides the raid? And here it's like, hey, Destiny 2, guess what? All PvP.
There are
player.
less
Have fun
six
with that. You
players.
just took some stuff away from you. 6-person fire teams.
It's
And
weird
4-person
that they
fire teams, hey, guess
did
what?
that.
nothing else to do besides, well, nothing. Because it didn't
Because I
happen.
mean, I thought they were gonna, if anything, they would increase
Yeah,
the
have some
the
Borderlands
te-
action of like 4-player awesomeness, but nope, they didn't do that.
or at least like increase like the raid team sizes or the strike team size. Because like now you don't have the last gen as your excuse to hold you back. So you could be like, oh, now you can go on strikes with 6 people and raid with 8 or some nonsense because of reasons. But they did not do that. They did not do that at all. So I was like super disappointed when I saw they're just like, oh yes, competitive is now 4v4. I was like, why? Like what's the actual logic?
I think they said something about like they wanted to make it more focused on competitive or whatever, or or like specifically built to be played competitively or in Crucible or whatever for
Yeah,
people that
something
like
like
that type
that.
of thing. So
Because it wasn't competitive before? I don't I don't understand.
I don't know. I don't either. It's whatever, man. It's whatever.
It's gonna be different.
Is it?
Probably. I
But
mean, I think
probably not.
that's what they're doing.
I
'Cause
don't know.
I still think the rule set for Crucible Control was like really clever. So like, yeah, they make cool, clever stuff. But I don't know. I think listening to Tekken so much about Destiny is when I heard it, it was all from like, is Tekken gonna jump on Destiny too? And I watched it as I nope.
He is in fact not going to do that.
This was like if the goal had been to bring like people like Tekken back into Destiny, like well, then they
It
failed.
failed. Yeah. Because like I had abandoned Destiny like months ago, and when I saw the reveal trailer, I was like, maybe Destiny 3.
And I think a lot of Destiny's biggest problems, sort of like the stale content in between major releases, like that it's yet to be seen if they're even going to do anything about that. I mean, we learned at some point that part of the reason why that is because the engine is not, it's like hard to add stuff to. So that's why we had like all the recycled enemies and everything was recycled and just like lots of recycling. Or everything was like new stuff was all remixes instead of actual new stuff. And then well, yeah, like that was the thing that lots of people complained about, and we just have no idea if that's still going to be the case.
It's probably still going to be the case.
It's definitely going to still be the case.
But it's a new engine.
No,
The opportunity to improve.
no, no, Tropical. No, no. These are not things that are going to happen. They're going to do the bare minimum, and they're going to little Caesars this, and then every once in a while we'll get some fresh double pepperoni pizza or something. But then you'll realize it's still pepperoni pizza. So, you know,
Is it pizza?
pizza.
So yeah, Destiny 2. Well, what you were in the raid. I imagine people talked about Destiny 2.
Gamer, it's funny because like it doesn't have anything Gamer wanted, but he already pre-ordered it, so he's already like, you know, too late, sucker. Yeah, people didn't.
I can kind of imagine that.
People didn't seem super up about it, but I think they're already, you know, boarding. They're already, you know, getting their boarding passes for the damned voyage that they're about to go on, without me. So, whatever. They're lost.
So basically, it's too late. We have to get it. Hopefully, it'll be good once we get our hands on it. That's the general sentiment.
Well, Tropical, there's always the beta to play and be like, yep, just like Destiny 1, no thanks. And then, you know, eject before it's too late. Like me.
It's
Be free.
Mario. I've been free for a while, Tekken. I've been free for a while.
Well, I got dragged back in, so you know.
Never.
I'm not letting that happen again, though.
Me either.
Red Dead Redemption 2, originally scheduled for this fall, was delayed to spring 2018.
Laos.
Basically the same. It needs more time. Which I guess is fine. I mean, there's already so much stuff to play.
But that
More
was
of
like
which
the
we'll
big
find out
game,
soon.
Tropical. I was
That was the
looking
big
forward
game.
to that and Mario, and it's like, well, crap. Now I might have to get to Switch. No, it's too soon. So I can't. It's like, what else is it this fall? Far Cry 5. It's like maybe Detroit. It's like, oh great, E3, save me. Don't make me go back to D-Town. Don't make me go back to D-Town now.
Oh wow, circumstances may conspire
I need something to.
to bring him back into
Need something to block it out,
Destiny.
or I'll just be backlogging it. F it. Go and play The Witcher, and then Witcher 2, and then Witcher 3, and then something else. It's like I have a pile of games. It's fine. I'll just backlog it. I'll be a backlog hobo. I won't be jumping into dumpsters. I'll just be going into that storage shed with a bunch of refrigerated frozen stuff. That's like future mill. It's weird. It came from the future. But I just like let it sit out in the sun, and I can eat it. And I won't starve to death. Or it's like Capsule Corporation style Dragon Ball, where it's like you just throw it, and like it explodes, and you eat it in a capsule or something. I'm still looking forward to that game. Oh well.
Sad. What's my third one? Oh yeah, like Sony had some sort of corporate strategy meeting where they revealed that there are 70 million people now on PlayStation Plus, I think.
That's a lot of money.
Just crazy.
Money, my dear boy, money. Put on your monocle and top hats, guys. Because this is happening.
And then there was like a report that I saw, and I guess it was part of this meeting, but they said that I think all they said was that they're looking at ways to make PlayStation Plus more more attractive to entice even more people to get to sign on. And at least one site took that to mean that there are huge changes coming to PlayStation Plus in the next update.
Dun, dun, dun.
I don't know that is exactly the case from that wording, but I don't know. What do you think they could do to make PlayStation Plus better than it is?
Make multiplayer online exclusive. And PlayStation Plus exclusive, sorry. More free games with each month.
Free games.
I guess dedicated servers for multiplayer. You get a free butler with every purchase. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Okay, I enjoy Plus, so I don't know.
How would you feel like now that PS3 production is over if they like dropped PS3 Instant Game Collection and added more to like PS4 and
actually, I don't know. It wouldn't bother me because I don't really play my PS3 much. I mean, I play it still, but it's like it wouldn't bother me if I got more PS4 benefits out of it.
Because my PS3 is a glorified PS2 at this point, so it's that probably would not be a bad idea. Because I literally only use my PS3 now when I want to play Kingdom Hearts. So yeah.
I don't know how I'd feel. I mean, I guess that would be fine. It seems unlikely that they would add like PlayStation Now or PlayStation View to the PS Plus memberships. Because, like, price-wise, those are way more expensive right now.
Well, yeah, but it actually would add an interesting
I mean,
value.
yeah, like, that would be interesting added
I mean,
value.
they
You
don't
would
have to
feel
do.
like, oh my gosh, I'm getting so much more. It's like hundreds of dollars.
They don't have to. I mean, they don't have to do both. They could probably just do one or the other, and it could be like a limited form of it or something, not like the full
Mm,
version. If you would have like a subscription to just one, so that could actually maybe they like cap you at how many games you can stream a month or something, or with the view it could just be like specific channels or something, but you still get like some version of it, kind of.
basic cable.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think having view support or functionality is the way to go. Because for me, it's all about the games. So,
Yeah, I would rather, if it was one or the other, I would rather it be now.
or just more discounts. Yes, discounts.
They
Yes,
already do that, so that would be
but even
it would
more
really be
PG.
there wouldn't really be much of a addition.
Or since they like took away the free game collection, have like uh, super steep discounts on legacy titles on PS3 or something. And they could do an Xbox One and be like, "Hey guys, we've been working on this backwards compatibility thing. It's all free. Ha 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 ha. Suck it, Xbox. If you have the disc for the game, or if you've downloaded it before in the past, you can play for free. Or not downloaded it before, but bought it on the store at some point. You can play for free. And a share button functionality or something. But I really have no idea what they could do to make Plus better, because I don't really think
Yeah.
about it that much.
Yeah, because I kind of just have it. I never actually thought about it. Although I primarily have it so I can play stuff online whenever I have to. So I don't think I've actually downloaded any of the free games in like months.
Wow.
A part of that is also because of the deluge of RPGs that have been coming out. So it's like I really haven't had a need to get more games.
Netflix, I think we reported before that they are going to have a Castlevania series, animated series.
They are. The
And
trailer dropped.
yeah, the trailer dropped, and the show is coming out July 7th, so pretty soon.
They're like, hey, you like new stuff? Here's more new stuff because we Netflix mic drop. And then they walked away. It's like I had questions. Netflix, they were like, we didn't ask. They didn't know.
Yeah, last week they announced a Witcher series that CD Projekt Red is not a part of, but apparently is confident that it will be okay in Netflix's hands. So I guess we'll see how that goes. And then finally, Ubisoft has been teasing Far Cry 5 for the past week or so, since we talked about it
Yes.
being confirmed last week. The latest content drop is maybe the cover art?
Yeah, it looks very similar to the Far Cry 4 with Pig and Min and your dude. I can't think of his
Yes.
You're a dude. That was his name.
name. All the protagonists in Far Cry are like completely forgettable because they're just like normal dudes.
One of them was an extreme sports dude, right?
But he was still a
I wouldn't even know.
dude.
Actually, in Far Cry 2, you had like a whole
Oh, that's
roster
3.
of characters to pick.
Oh yeah.
And he had like a BFF character. Or not BFF, but like a
A
sidekick.
PFF character.
Is cool. It's such a cool mechanic the way they did that. I liked it. Yeah, to me, like Far Cry is like the only series like Ubisoft like kind of pumps out somewhat on a like normal basis that I will like never get tired of because it's like got all the stuff I like of like open world and then just like shooting, flying, adventuring in like. I mean, it's weird because like usually it's like exotic places now. It's like Montana, U.S. So it's like whatever, but we'll see.
Montana, what the what now?
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, so
It's
this
super
is the
weird.
thing that people are probably going to be talking about. It is they've been teasing Montana, Hope County, Montana, and then the cover that they showed is like,
Of a field with a cow in it, because
No.
what's in Montana is my follow-up.
I think this game is going to be super off base, though. I think it's a misfire, but we'll see. Because it just doesn't seem very
Maybe
grounded in reality at
it,
all.
it's possible that it's actually like some kind of ruse, and it's like, yes, it's Montana, but there's something off about it because it's not the real world Montana. It's in fact some type of weird virtual reality world that you got trapped in, and it's all going to become all weird, and some kind of weird immersion thing is going to happen. It's just going to be wacky and all that stuff. Who knows?
Because what it
Who
is
knows,
it's
guys?
a bunch of religious cultists. It's like, what?
yes.
Because I saw that
It's like
leak
American.
before they came out with the cover, and I was like, I don't think so. And then this came out, and I was like, I don't think this is a good idea, guys. This needs
Oh, see that I it's sort of because like a lot of the
Because if you
comments
think
I
about it,
saw
dude, like the
that are
way
not
that works in America is like you don't have some like one dude just like in some open world like shooting people. That's like that's not how that works.
That's actually what
that's
America
exactly how
is.
it works in
I was
Grand
about to
Theft
say that's like
Auto.
that is also America.
It's like we have police agencies that deal with these types of situations, or militia, in theory. Dot dot dot.
Yes, this is not
Well,
it.
I mean, our action movies often have one dude, and Far Cry is not really. It's
It's
more
true.
action movie-y
I'm
than
just
it
saying
is
this is
reality based.
this is a bit too off base in my opinion for what they're trying to do. Because even like the flipping not Far Cry 3 because that was like effing weird with the tattoo thing. That's the other thing. Is like there's always like some sort of like tinge of like supernatural or like weird mystical shit. It's like what are they gonna do in this one to like put it over the top? And it's just like I think this might be the one that just like I just will not like because it's just so it pokes it in the eye too much in like a very time untimely manner. I'm like,
It's all
dudes,
a ruse.
do you know where we are in the darkest timeline? You can't be doing this to me, Far Cry 5. Or maybe that'll just be like my catharsis of like come home every day and play Far Cry 5 and be like, "Arr, I'll show you. You'll feel great again. Oh yeah. You know what I'm talking about."
Make Far Cry great again.
Because I mean, some of the comments I think bring up a valid point. It's like a lot of other Far Cry games.
You're the outsider that goes to the exotic location.
Yeah,
So
you're
it's like a
going to these
homecoming.
exotic locations to kill quote unquote exotic people, and then this time you're killing the what most people consider to be or what most of the audience generally considers to be the default people.
Maybe they're trying to make a political statement.
That would be nice, but you know, unfortunately, games don't usually go there. So we'll see, I guess.
Also, what they show could have just actually have been like a billboard outside of the actual location, and it's like, in this country, we love Montana. We don't know why, but it has a cool name. So it could actually be taking place somewhere else.
It's not taking place somewhere else.
You don't know.
I find
They
that
had a
unlikely.
bunch of like weird videos about Hope County RPG the other day. So yeah,
Once again, it could just be a country that really, really loves Montana.
what?
Hey, you would be surprised. It's like, because I've had, like, for instance, I've had guests come to the hotel I work at, and they're always talking about, oh, yes, in our country, your hotel's like such a big deal. I was like, dude, you're from like some backwaters town in Sweden. But they're like, yeah, everyone knows, everyone knows about this place. And I was like, cool. So it's possible that it's similar to that, and then people are just into, they're just like really, really into it.
Well,
No offense to you,
when it comes out tomorrow, I
people
will tweet it to you and be like, "You're wrong, RPG. It's in Montana."
Montana, Hope
I
County.
mean, that being said, what I said about Sleeping Dogs, it is like a refreshing, like you know, not L.A., New York setting. So at least there's that. Except it'll be effing weird with a bunch of religious cultists and killing white people. Super weird. Whatever.
Weird only because it's unusual in the sense that we don't see it much. Because like, why is it weirder than killing any other people besides the safe ones that we've always used? Robots and Nazis and
I'm just
zombies.
saying I would have preferred if it was like if they had some sort of like political statement behind it and it wasn't just some like weird fanciful we're Far Cry 5 doing this weird thing situation.
I guess like that is yet to be seen. We don't know.
But didn't what was that Battlefield Hardline? Like where did that take place? Where
That
did
was yeah, that was kind of like this too. I mean,
where the
it's
cops?
not unheard of. It's just rare. Like because they're talking about Resident Evil 7 did not take place, and you just like kill generic zombies. Like it was about crazy, crazy Midwesterners.
I'm just saying, Tropical, it's like in the times we live in, there's always a group that can take something and be like, oh well, these animations aren't good enough. This game's so it's like be careful with the waters you're trading in, Far Cry team, because it could bite you.
Bite you in the
Yes.
booty.
And that is that group of people, collusion.
So it's biting them now. Like if you look at the comments,
I haven't looked at the
the
comments.
other ones, they're all like, "Ah, it's all political now. Everything's political. Keep your politics out." Blah, 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 blah. I guess we'll see. Actually, I haven't played through a Far Cry game. Actually, probably ever.
What?
So
Wow, Tropical.
Me either.
First, you're all like, I haven't. Whatever you talked about that one time, and I was like, what, Tropical? And now you're all like, I haven't finished a Far Cry game. What was the game that Tropical
is
didn't
it
finish or
strange
play?
that I
Talking
haven't
about,
finished
yeah.
games?
I mean, it's not, but like that one time, it wasn't Mass Effect. It was something else. You said that was like, I haven't something, and I was like, what? And now it's this. And it's like, whoa, Tropical. Whoa, okay, seriously. What was it we were talking about? I don't remember now. No, there's something else besides this one. I can't. I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was.
I do not know either.
What's a weird thing that you haven't done, Tropical? But I think like recently you did finish one of them. I can't remember what
This
it
is
was.
getting awkward.
That's not what I meant. Gaming related.
Oh,
Because you're like, I haven't blah 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 or played blah blah blah, and I was like, what? I can't remember what it was though. Curses. Maybe it was a Mass Effect thing, but maybe it wasn't because you finished the first one. And wait, no, it wasn't Mass Effect. Maybe it was Mass Effect. I don't remember.
well,
Whatever.
there's a lot of things he's never finished
I
before,
know
so it's
that's the
not
thing.
like
That's where I'm like, it could be anything. But there's something else that was like just like this, where it like set me off, and I can't remember what it was. And it's like whatever. But then you went back and played it, so it's like it was like recently. I was like within the last 6 months for sure. But I don't
maybe it
remember what it
was
was.
like Final Fantasy 9, possibly.
No, he finished that one.
Because he still
Maybe
hasn't
it was
finished
that.
that.
Because he was playing it, and we're like, all right, Tactical, you're gonna do it this time. And he's like saving every, or
Going
like every
every
save
save
point.
point. Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe that was it. Maybe
Takes
that
a
was
long
it.
time.
which means he's likely still haven't played through it because that would be near impossible to do at this point. I have no large topicals, so
Like,
get ambushed.
I guess we're probably gonna get a release date too when they show the trailer on Friday. So I will definitely be getting that game because I love me some Far Cry. I think it's just like weird in my brain because I like don't think of like that being able to take place here because it's always about like the mechanics as far as like the air quote exotic hunts, like the animals. It's like, well, we have deer, birds. Like we don't have like cougars and elephants and tigers and shit. Like
Well, we do.
I guess
They're
we have
just
cougars
in
and wolves
captivity.
and mountain lions, but we don't have like the
Mountain
cool stuff
screamers.
like everybody else has. Or like the super. Well, I guess since I live here, obviously, like it's not exotic
Yeah.
to me. So.
Like-
So it's like
About to say it's like no, it would be
I guess the
time
Far
to
Cry formula doesn't work when it's in your homeland, so that's gonna be weird. That's just gonna be weird, man. It's gonna be weird.
just reserve your judgments until you
Yeah, like
actually.
Ubisoft is a French company, and games are sort of international now. So
To them,
every
Montana is
every
exotic.
game takes place in someone's home country.
Killer, killer.
Man, that's gonna be weird. Oh man, if there was like some Kansas DLC, I would totally buy it. That would be like super meta surrealness. I would love to play that game because I would like never be able to make that game. It's like, why you guys? Or I could just pretend it's Kansas. F it, like
So
it's really
basically,
the
you want
same
to play.
landscape.
You want to play
except
your
no
life.
mountains. So
Basically,
I'll just pretend it's Kansas when I play it. It'll be weird. There's a lot of Jesus people here, so you know it works.
love of Jesus, people. Well, that's good.
What if you haven't seen the cover RPG? It's very weird.
Is it a cult? I love cults.
Yeah, it
They're
looks
fun.
like it's a cult.
It's probably
They're
a
super
cult.
fun. They're not insane at all.
Definitely, probably a cult.
When in doubt, it's a cult.
Is there any more news stories besides that one, Tropical?
That was the last
I thought you
one
had
that
one-
I can remember.
I thought you had one about
That's-
Nintendo or something.
I don't remember what that was.
Ew.
All we know is that they sold a lot of stuff and like did better than everyone else in April.
Is that?
I think we talked about that last week, right? And I was like, how? Like where? I haven't physically seen a Switch box myself.
Switch box. We should call them Switch
What it is.
boxes. That Rabbids Mario game, is that still rumored or is it confirmed?
It's only
No,
been
that-
Because it's like
Just
the internet is like, you know, they're like
Having
getting
their
primed up
collective
to get super angry about it for some reason.
because it's wacky. Mario doesn't do wacky.
But Sonic and
He
Mario
said
did
sarcastically.
Olympics. That was like an entire thing they did.
But I think part of it is like the rabbits thing, because like
yeah.
they're like a divisive property, kind of like the minion. Because like I'm not like
Rabbids. I like Rabbids. It is
I do not.
insane.
so that's what I'm saying. It's like
See?
so it's like kind of like the minions thing. Like I'm not a huge fan of the minions either, so stuff like that. I'm just like,
Okie dokie. Oh wait, did we
I mean,
talk
I am all about like a Mario RPG though, so it's like I'm not gonna be like, hey, there's rabbits in this. I'm not gonna play this. F that noise. I'm gonna be like, yep, gonna still play this, even if it's gonna be a big old steaming pile of garbage because Mario RPG for the win.
Alright, I guess we can
I've enjoyed their stuff before, so I mean, like I said, if it's an RPG, I'm all about it.
Okay, well, I guess we can end the podcast there and stuff.
Yay!
Sweet. 2 weeks until the E3 stuff. Although we don't know how that's going to go down.
Let me look at the calendar.
Is it 2 weeks?
I think you're on track to quote, because in 2 weeks it'll be the 7th of June, which is not E3
Yeah.
time. Is it E3 time?
Well, that would be the first like E3 podcast, I think, because we usually do predictions, right?
Dude, Tropical, like E3 podcast and like the E3 show are like two different things, dude. Like you're getting my excitement level just like through the roof right now. We're like, E3 is in 2 weeks. It's like, what? E3 is not in effing 2 weeks. E3 podcast might be in 2 weeks, but E3 effing press conference is in effing 2 weeks.
Whoa, relax. Oh my gosh. You're like over 9,000 right now.
Hello, E3 time is like the best time of the effing year RPG. Like, how could I not be over 9,000? I mean, that being said, we're in the darkest timeline, anything could happen. So I'm not even going to say anything. I'm not going to jinx it, so whatever. It's totally 2 weeks from now, and we're totally going to
It's
get
our
there.
March Madness in June.
I don't know what March Madness is, so just gonna nod in agreement. What is March Madness?
I used to call it my Super Bowl, and I told my boss that, and she was like, "Okay." So I got those days off.
I I still don't understand what March Madness is. That didn't answer my question at
It's
all.
when all the college basketball sports teams play each other for the championship in a giant tournament.
Oh,
Oh, Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen is coming out this fall, remaster style, because Capcom's all about that milk, milk, milk money.
Money,
I think
money,
that's a song actually.
money.
Milk, milk, milk money?
Milk Money? No, maybe it's. Oh no, I'm thinking of MILF Money. Sorry.
RPG. You sound
What
like
is an
Gamer
actual
12 right
song?
now. You sound like
Look it up.
Gamer
Look
12
it up
right
on
now.
YouTube.
Well, I said milk money, not that money. So, yeah, that's two different things. Two different things. I'm not looking up because I might find some other things when I look that up. Just saying.
It's on YouTube, so it can't be anything pornographic. Relax.
So, yeah. Aimless Babble Z taking our milk money and getting out of here. Well, I guess we don't have any milk money because we're not rich at all. Oh, actually, Resident Evil film franchise getting a reboot. That was weird. So, that was super weird.
Not
Wait, what?
one
It
film.
just
They're
ended.
doing a
How-
6-film reboot.
It's like not the final chapter,
What?
dudes. Just for us.
The series literally just ended.
Yeah, I saw that. I was
How
like,
are they
what?
rebooting it?
They literally just.
I think that's great, actually.
I
I think it's a chance for them to do a different one that maybe the people who like the original like. It is a chance to do.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I enjoyed the films for what they were.
See, I think
'cause,
I
you
think
know, they
that's
were
why the
mindless
film
fun.
franchise worked. Though, is like it was its
But-
own thing in the universe. It's
But
kind of
I
like
don't-
the Rogue
I don't know
One.
if I.
It's in that universe.
Yeah,
with
I kind of don't
characters
know if I
from
would.
it.
If I'm okay with this whole reboot thing, because it's like, are they going to try to stay? Are they going to actually try to be faithful to the series and kind of ruin the charm of the film? I mean, I guess if they could do a final movie that was better than the previous final movie, then I might be okay with it because that was disappointing. But I don't know. I would have to. I mean, you know what? You know what? Screw it. I'm on board with this. I'm on board with it.
Basically, yeah. I was like, at first, I was like, wait, but we just saw the last ones. Like, though, I guess that. I mean, when else would you announce a reboot? Because other ones are usually like, we'll wait and see, and if it does poorly, then we'll do a reboot. And this one was like, I don't think they even gave it that time. They were just like, yeah,
Well, we made $1
called
billion.
this one the final
Why
chapter
not?
because it's the last one. So
And they're like looking at their accounting sheets of like, dude, $1 billion.
yeah, like we want to make more money. So how else are we going to make more Resident Evil films than rebooting the franchise, which we ended on purpose?
That is great.
Fact.
Time travel. No. Dude, X-Men did. Yeah.
Funny now.
It's like Umbrella. We can do
Now.
anything, even time travel.
We want to make the same,
It's like the cells.
like more money, not
It's
the
like the
same
cells
money.
vibrated so fast because of the T virus that's they now move at the speed of light, which caused time travel. And it's like I accept this explanation.
I would imagine like it would just be a completely clean break from what we've seen so far in the movies, and it would just be something totally different. And I think it might be kind of cool, depending on if they can get people to do it. Because like if you go back and watch like the original X-Men film, it feels very hokey compared to some of the like later ones. And I don't think it's
later
because it was like not as good. It's just that like movie making sensibility has changed, and I sort of
As
like
a matter of fact, it would seem a bit like they're a little bit more campy compared to like the more serious tone of the
Yeah.
semi rebooted and thing or however that universe is working at this point. So yeah. But like I said, I've already convinced myself that I'm on board, so I'm ready for this. So this is happening.
excellent.
Although I'm curious though, does this so since it's a reboot, that means they're gonna have to choose a new Alice type person to be the face of the franchise, and I wonder who they're going to pick. Are there any like women in Hollywood now that could work for that?
Well, it's hard to say. I mean, if it's going to be something,
Or is it going to be like a fresh face
I
that'll
think it's
going
going
to
to be something
turn
completely
going to
different.
Yeah,
turn
it
him
depends on
into
like the
like
direction they go. Is it
Else.
still going to be actiony, or is it going to be like horror-y, or is it going to be
I pretty
adapting the
sure it's
games?
I feel like this reboot is going to go the same way the films did. It's like it's going to start off like they wanted to go in one direction, then they were like, F it, let's just have fun, and then we're gonna get some weird, crazy stuff, but it's still going to be fun times. So, but I'm kind of wondering if it's going to be like a bunch of fresh faces, and they're just going to like go based on ability instead of name recognition. Then these people are kind of going to get known from their time spent rebooting the Resident Evil franchise and turning it to what it is today.
Isn't Resident Evil like the only one really of like game franchises that have like made the transition to films?
Successfully?
As far as like having a lot of them.
Yeah, it's the only one that's become a franchise, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the rest of them kind of usually fall flat because like there's plans for more, but then they're just like, yeah, no.
So hopefully they can keep on keeping on then, because everybody else is like, not so much.
Well, Monster Hunter's supposed to be happening, so if it does end up with the same level of success as the Resident Evil series
Maybe
did,
in
then,
Japan, RPG. Sorry about that.
well, yeah, based on their synopsis, they're going to turn it into some generic action movie anyway, so it's probably going to end up being successful here. Because it's just going to be
Really?
some
Really?
dinosaurs. It's going to be Jurassic Park with giant swords, basically. There's no way it can fail.
You say that
There's
now.
literally no way it can fail.
You say that now.
Like, they would have to do something seriously terrible in order to make that fail.
I could see that.
Yeah, I could too, actually.
Well,
I
not
could
the seriously terrible part, just it being successful for being
That's what I'm
Jurassic
talking
Park
about.
with giant swords.
That's what I'm talking about. It's like, there's no way it can go wrong. It's Jurassic Park with giant swords, man.
It's sort of like how Star Trek 1 did well because Star Wars ended, but people wanted more Star Wars, but there was no more Star Wars. And they were just like, this is a space thing. And they went, and like tons of people saw Star Trek 1, which was terrible. But there was no more Star Wars.
This is a space thing. This is a dinosaur thing.
Like, so this works.
Well, I guess that does make sense though, because people do love their dinosaurs, so I can see that actually. Thinking
They
about it.
do. Except these dinosaurs breathe fire and/or lightning, and sometimes bubbles. Seriously.
And or
Very weird.
lightning? Wow.
And/or light. Some of them multitask their abilities. It gets weird.
Okay, so yeah, we are now finally done this time for reals. And yeah, check us out, aimlesspodcast.com, aimlesspodcast. Google us on the internet. Maybe you'll find something awesome. Maybe you won't. Maybe you'll find something even better. Nothing wrong with that. Anything to say with
Can't find anything, but we do musicals.
anything to say before we sign off RPG?
That wasn't enough. We do musicals.
Well, I didn't ask him.
I was
I
about to
usually
say-
ask him and then he says it.
Oh.
Let's see. What's a song that we can go out on? I can't think. It's too much pressure.
Okay. Anything to say before we sign off, or Choptical?
I think it would be really cool if we did musical.
Oh gosh.
I'm bored with this.
So yeah, name is spelled Z. Until you see or hear from us again. And we're now signing off. Musicals in the future. Woo!